roll call. Mitch Moore. Here. Marvel Wilborn.
Here.
Marty Smith.
Here.
Yeah. Chrissy Duncan.
I'll have a
Absent.
look at it and stuff.
Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes from the previous month's meeting, July 8th, 2025?
I make a motion to pass
I'll second that.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
the minutes.
Aye. All right. Brad's outside right now. Go right to Mike, maintenance.
So we've been busy. Obviously, we had storms go through today, but we got some things cleaned up and stuff like that. Got our salt ordered in. It's already there. It's put in one of the bays. Let's see. Work orders. We did 101 work orders in the month of July.
Congratulations.
And we've been busy, like I said. Salt's been ordered. When it rains, we've been working in the shop, getting things cleaned up. Been getting some things cleaned out so I can get the trucks out and stuff like that. Been calling around getting some quotes on for equipment and things like that. I'm not totally done with all that yet. As far as like our salt barn goes, I think one of those hoop style buildings would be better for us, be cheaper for us.
When I suggested that, they said the salt we need concrete.
We can still put the concrete walls up and then
Just
mount
gotta
that
like
to
put a
it.
barrier.
Yes,
between.
that way we have that, yeah.
Now, is that going to be putting a new barn up with the salt already there?
We can actually have a wall forward with the building existing there, and we can tear down around it.
Build around the pile.
Yeah.
That hoop thing, they're bringing in big concrete.
Actually, we could either do that or we could pour walls. Just whichever, you know. And then, of course, I've got locates, been busy on trying to get those caught up and everything. We've been flushing the filters in the water plant. We've been doing that about twice a month now. So that's been done. Been overseeing the project on Main Street, the force main and stuff like that going on. Just keeping in contact with them guys.
You want to give us a brief synopsis of what happened yesterday with the water leak and all that?
So they hit one of the lines, they fixed it. And then one of the guys was hydroing trying to find and follow that line over to the main. And when they exposed it, it popped apart. So they fixed it again right away. They got right on it and fixed it. And I know she's got issues right now, and I'm trying to come up with a solution to help her out on that, to make sure she gets her water pressure back. So once they get through that section, and I may have their guys come back in and hydro where that line was, to make sure there's no kinks in it.
Who's she?
Carrie.
I'm sorry.
No, I spoke to her a couple times yesterday, and she said
Correct.
the guys are coming out of the ground.
Oh yeah, it was.
You want to give us a brief description of what the roads was happening there at Main Street, where they're
So basically, from Mill Street south, it's going to have to be replaced. The ground underneath is just collapsing in. I think there's like an underground stream right through there, because the amount of water that is in that ditch when they get there in the morning, like yesterday morning, it was 5 foot up the trench spots.
that look like a lot of pit run, a lot of
Yeah.
gravel.
We need to put a
sand.
drain in there or something?
There is funny you say that, there is an old fill tile that they've been replacing all the way down through there. So anything that they, have come in contact with, they've done a really good job of taking care of it and replacing it and putting it back.
So it's been a slow, steady.
There's more to that ground than what we all realize. as far as the old utilities, I think old field tile and then just old abandoned water lines. You know, it's hard to find those when you don't know they're there. What I've been doing is when I go through my locate, I've been going from the meter pit and following it out to the main until it stops. And then, you know, getting it located for them guys.
And they are putting a tracer wire in the new sewer lines, so. if we ever-
Absolutely, they are on the force main. There's a 6-inch and a 12-inch that is going into that. So, the wastewater plant, we've got a new pump in the digester. We've got it pumping today, finally. We had to have a company come out and basically back flush that whole pipe. It was plugged. And then the bracket that they got for it was not the right one. So we put a new one on it today. Now it's all pumping. So now we can start using the geo bags and get rid of sludge.
Did they ever find the bracket that fell off the one pump?
No, we won't find out until
So,
we
so you're not putting an actual pump back in the same spot?
No, we put a pump in there. We've got to get rid of that sludge.
You're not worried about that bracket getting?
No. So, let's see. The valve was put in there at the wastewater plant. That's all taken care of and going. That's about it. Like I said, we've been busy.
Oh, yeah. You've had some long evenings, I know.
Yes, I am.
Spoke to you Friday evening and then
Correct.
came out Saturday.
Yep.
So. Anything else for the council? All right.
That's it.
Brad, you got anything for the council?
Not this time,
I didn't get a chance to open up that email about the car that was destroyed with Lynn.
I can't touch on that. They did finally pick that up. They sent an initial settlement on that. I haven't got any word from where they actually got settled on it, but it's just shy of $30,000 so insurance paid for it. So, but they have picked it up. It's in their control. So, I don't know if they've settled or anything, but they have at least picked it up and sent an initial assessment.
And that's $30,000 plus whatever parts you were able to.
No, that's all of it.
That's
Right.
all of it, yeah.
No, I
That's the whole
thought you were
thing.
able to take some.
Everything that was pulled out was junk,
Okay.
pretty much. I mean, it was either broke or due to water damage, it was junk. But some of the stuff had to come out and pull the console, locate the radio, stuff like that, all that stuff had to come out.
Well, that paint job did last long, did it?
No,
Alright, Lori is out of town for training. The utility office is shut down till Friday, but there's someone going by checking the Dropbox. I know I spoke to you, Carrie, about your payment, cash, so they'll be there Friday to take payment on that. But,
Will it be all day or will it be partial day?
I think I noticed it was full hours.
They say that. but-
Should be. Lori will be back
That's correct.
Thursday.
Right.
She should be in around 11 o'clock, is what she told me.
On Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wasn't ready to sign one.
No, Thursday, during the day.
Where do we stand with the, I saw it was marked out, the hole in front of the drive-through. Are you cutting that or is the?
Yes, it's already cut. That storm came through, it stopped everything, so, we just gotta get it broke out and then we're gonna get stone put in it so it can be opened back up until.
Yeah, it needs to settle, because that was the problem.
Well, we've got a
before, it
compactor
didn't
that Kirby gave us to use, so we're gonna compact that down and then I can get Wallace in here to give us a quote on that and, the leak on Gale Street, I mean, So we fixed it, there was a break in the service line. McClure, all that water, that's where that water was coming from, down on McClure. That is now dried up, so well, until it rains, but, there's no more water running down the street.
Good.
I was never so happy to see that stop.
Right.
You know, so.
Maybe some storm drains or some gutters down through there one time.
Well, they have a storm drain right there, but it just, there was so much.
But it's like
water.
right dead center of the road versus one.
Well, no, one up close to where the water was actually coming through the yard, but it was just saturating that whole yard.
Yeah, there's,
Making it impossible to capture all of it.
yeah, at the end of the gale, when there's a circle, just down below that hill, that water main comes right up through there. And that water was just traveling right down, and it's like a pool down in there. And it just, man, it was just filling it up and running down the street.
We have anybody from the park board have anything
Well, we did the backpack and school supply giveaway.
Mhm.
That was pretty awesome. The kids really liked picking out their backpacks
Good.
and things. Some of them, I think we had too many choices for because they couldn't make up their mind. But it was really great. The school absolutely loved it. The teachers, Mrs. Here, all came out and thanked us, and a lot of parents were thankful. We are having a car show in September. And we're still
Got
making,
dates?
I'm sorry,
Do you have the dates by chance?
September 20th. And I don't remember the 2 rain dates that we have, picked out. If it does rain, we're working on a live DJ for that. We have, plaques for the top 10, winners. It's $20 a vehicle, any vehicle, it's open. No, classes or anything like that. It's just an open car show being the first year. Motorcycles, semis, whatever you wanna bring, it's $20. We're gonna have a 50-50, and, then we were also given a donation of a card from Big O's. So we're gonna raffle that off as well.
You might want to get with the fire department, so they are having their fish fry, and I think they're going to try to commingle their fish fry with your guys' cart down here. We attract more people for the car show.
Okay, well, we are having a barbecue truck and an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
And what we were figuring is, we're gonna put up a sign for the fire department fish fry, so they can have the barbecue for lunch and then go over and have the fish fry for dinner or whatever. And cause we wanted to make sure we didn't do anything to take away from the fire departments.
Their reasoning was that the streets all torn up, so it might hamper the efforts for them to have fish fry, so.
Yeah,
Something you guys can discuss.
okay, alright. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't know about the fish
Yeah,
fry
that-
when we
that's really
scheduled
good.
it.
Because it is taken away from them. I don't care
Well-
if it's whatever, it's taken away from them. If we have 2
Well,
events,
we're hoping
that
we'll pull
is-
people in to
Come there.
and then, get them to go over there as well. Cause mostly what comes to our fish fries
But I
around
think
town
they
are.
was wanting this for their fish fry. Yeah, they were wanting to sell
That's
it.
the first I've heard of that.
Well,
That's
it
what
was,
Kevin told me.
I'm gonna say,
it was just an idea that sprouted up here recently on it, just because with the street being torn up, what no one anticipated the street.
oh, yeah, cause the street being all tore up over there. Yeah, we could probably work something out. I mean, I'd be more than happy to take it to the park board and talk to you guys and get some ideas and,
And a little competition for barbecue won't be bad,
oh yeah, no, it wouldn't be a
It
competition
may
with
not
barbecue.
be good barbecue, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that would be a bad idea, but yeah, I'll take it to the board members
Right.
and see about that. One question, we had brought up time locks for the doors out here. We had gotten an estimate for around $4,000, and I forget who it was gonna see about getting more estimates. Where are we standing on that?
I still need to work on that. I'm still waiting on some
Mitch?
pricing. pricing.
Mitch? Okay, get on it.
Yep, will do.
We need to get those going.
Alright.
Alright, old business, I don't see Steve Brock.
Well, so, I don't know whether you all know this, what's been communicated to you or not, so the,
Here's not increasing
no, that's,
it. Well, I know it's been squashed.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Fortunately. So there's no need for him to be here. And there's no need really for HWC to be here. I didn't know whether they would be or not, but, and the closing of our financing with State Revolving Fund was scheduled for September 2nd. It's not gonna be the third week in September. It will be after your September meeting. And I think that as we approach that closing, there may be some additional action that the council will need to take just to complete the transaction. But none of that's ready for you to consider tonight. So these agenda items,
This is old
Are gonna be
business,
taken
yeah,
off, right.
this is old business.
and I think maybe they were kind of placeholders on the agenda anyway.
Yeah.
And now there's some talk about all the, extra road work is gonna be needed, and this contingency money is gonna be used for that, but, you know, we've already put some contingency money towards, prevailing wages and stuff, so we.
Yeah,
I don't even know how much a road like that costs to go from, you said basically Main and Mill, south to East Street or.
I think Christie sent us an estimate on that.
Yeah, pretty much from east
All the way down.
all the way down to
The sewer.
Cabin Road so far. And then Cabin Road, and even, and once they get through there and then put that 12-inch down to the sewer plant, so we're gonna have to fix that too. So, I don't know where some of that, where the county starts, for sure on that part.
I think the county starts there by your last, lift station there on the.
Okay, yeah. But, because that 12-inch is going all the way to the sewer plant.
I was down there when they first started that, and didn't look like the road was quite as bad as it is.
Well, Friday I have a construction meeting with HWC and all that, so I'll ask some more questions about that too.
All right, new business,
Can we, hey, what about board members?
Yeah, let's see what
oh, my fault. Mitch, anything to report?
So Mike and I have both been reaching out for pricing on, meters. So we got pricing on, I'm trying to pull it up here, and I'll be able to send it out to you guys. We got one quote back for just the water meters, to the tune of $432,200. And that's from Utility Supply. Now I got pricing from IMPA.
And I am still waiting on, a quote back from Cormac, which is another company that we supply.
Morgantown has identified a vendor who made a presentation at their meeting last night. They're gonna install those water meters, those telemetry remote read readers.
Yeah.
And I think it's nowhere near that kind of money.
Well, the pricing I got from IMPA is way lower.
Okay. And I don't know anything about these meters. The guy made a good presentation, and they have them in some communities here in Indiana. And they have some pilot programs. And one thing he offered was they would install some on a pilot program, and you could actually see how well they perform and try it for a while before you commit to do the whole system.
Right.
Some of our
But-
problem.
I was impressed enough with this guy that it might be worth.
Well, if you could
Let me find out who that is. Yeah.
both electric meters and water meters, all the software and everything, looking at, $390,698. So, from Emma, we could get both water and electric for about the same cost. Now, that's
But
only.
we're still gonna have a monthly fee on top of this, correct?
There is a monthly hosting fee. I'm sorry, they have it broke down as an annual, so it's $8,513 for an annual fee, which is less yearly than what we're paying meter readers.
That price is
So,
inflation.
electric wise, we're looking at $129,730. Water is $167,464, and then labor for the electric is $19,666. And then there's the software hosting and all that. That's about $60,000. So.
If you can send the, either of those, that'd be
Yep.
great.
Yeah, but yeah, at this point, it's looking like IMPA's got the better pricing.
Yeah.
Now, we would still have to, get pricing on installation for the water meters. The electric is included in that, but they don't do the water side, so I was talking to Mike, but maybe we could get utility supply, cause they have pretty reasonable price on install.
Steve Skirvin, the one that does our water license, he's got a contact that could give us a quote on putting meters in for us.
Okay.
Would be a lot cheaper than what utility or Horn Main rated is.
Perfect.
So, it'd take about 2 or 3 days, he said,
Yeah.
so.
Cause we need at least 3. We probably need 3 years.
Yeah, that's why we're trying to get this last one.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on Horn Main to, get it all worked up and done for me. So I should have it by the next meeting.
Okay.
I've been in
Yeah.
contact with them the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta find.
And there's enough money, I think the lawyer said the lit money is gonna cover that cost.
Yeah.
Let's see that. And I was looking at the different funds line items.
Yeah. Current balance in the county edit is $591.
Is that the one that's gonna eventually stop?
I don't know,
Was that the-
but I know that's
the-
the one that she said we could use.
Well,
She said lit.
Yeah, it's gonna phase out over the next several years, but you have the opportunity to impose it yourselves, collect it directly,
I thought I read that.
but that's gonna be phased out too, so.
So, yeah.
Floor plan.
Yeah, just talk to Mike about getting ready to see what he wanted to do, which is get rid of, as far as those vehicles over there at the maintenance department. And basically, just about every one of them was not gonna be worth. So, we expected a couple of auctioneers, and see what we can charge, come over here and auction everything off, get rid of it all.
Have you heard anything about how much money was gotten from the couple trailers, farm tractor?
$500.
They got, I think it was, what did Kirby say we got?
$500 or $1,000, it wasn't,
Yeah, but we got more than what we thought we was gonna get for them.
I believe he said, I think he got 1,500 out of
Something like that.
the truck, and then like 500 out of the trailer.
Trailers, yeah, but it was more than what we thought we was gonna get for them.
Yeah.
And, after, so I'll have everything ready to go at the next, board meeting, and see if it's gonna be okay with everybody, and if we go for it, then we'll start that up, and get it done.
yeah, because before that, they kind of have a list of all the items.
Yeah, we've got all that, I still have all that. And there is one more thing too, you know, we have that little bit of a slush fund in between with the doing the wastewater treatment plant and everything. I was gonna bring it in front of the board. You know, that cafe there has lost a lot of money due to everything that's been going around, you know, with the construction and everything like that. Is there any way that we could give her something for all the time she's had to close or not open because?
No.
You can't. Oh, I mean, I guess you could, you could make a gift to somebody, although I think that would be
You take it
disapproved by
from
state
the
board
town
of
people's
accounts.
money. That's
But the
not
state board of accounts, the law's quite clear that they're not entitled to
So
compensation.
that's what I wanted to find out.
Well, but I guess what I said, there's not an entitlement on the part of the business. I think it probably would be flagged and an honor if you were to do that. And you don't have any funds left in this project for any, I think you're gonna run short of everything that you have as contingencies as it stands. It's very kind of you to think about doing that, but I don't think that's an option. Yeah.
So I had to find out.
You know, it's a bad deal for businesses that, you know, they will suffer a loss of business when public improvements are improved. But the case law has made real clear that the public agency doesn't have an obligation to compensate a business for loss of business as a result of improvements to infrastructure. So.
All right, last month, Lori brought up the fact that the awning in front of the utility office was ripped, and like that it replaced. Mitch gave me a couple numbers, called both numbers, one guy referred me to the other, it was too small of a job, so he referred me to the summer awning, he sent me a quote. I went to open it up, my computer, I don't know if the storm knocked it out, but I couldn't get the quote open, but talked to Lori, she wants the awning to be gray to match the building, and the guy was originally gonna put it on while it was on the building, but talked him into pulling it off the building, taking it to the shop.
That's too much gray.
Well, there's a big,
And
White
she
stripe.
has our water tower.
well, there's a big white stripe with the town of Brooklyn on it, and it's to be backlit, to where it shines, and, you know. 'Cause originally he quoted it as blue, but she didn't want multiple colors on there, so, I mean,
What's our building?
but, as soon as I get that, I'll send it out to you all. I couldn't find any more quotes, so if anybody else has any awning people in mind, I mean, if not, we'll just,
Who did that? Who did
I
the
got
bottom?
summer awning on 16th Street in Indianapolis.
It's the one that did it last time.
I don't know how long, you've been here longer than anybody else.
Well, it wasn't many years ago. I was thinking we were probably on the board when we fixed it, when we had it redone last.
And if you go look at it, it's pretty old. In fact, he's gonna replace all the egg crates and all that. We'd probably put some better lights in there. I know you replaced some of the bulbs with LED a while back. Those fixtures are pretty,
Pretty rough.
yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that they're still working, so.
Yeah, it was, converting them to LED and doing it as cheaply as possible, just to keep it going.
But I'll have it next month. Anything else for the board? Oh,
I had Christy send you guys this contract with VS Engineering. They do our storm water, MS4 paperwork and help us stay, up to code. We've had the same contract, I mean, every year we redo it since 2020. There's nothing changed other than it's a new year. And I would like to, see if we can make a motion so Christie can sign it and we can pass this. It was in your email.
I didn't read the email, but I could read the attachment. Well, if it's the same contract, I'll make a motion. What's the price of the contract?
Well, There's a price list, and depending on what she's doing or
Right.
who she's having do it, to how much it costs. But
In the
it
past,
doesn't cost us her, what do you think, Marty? 2,000
Here's
maybe
2,000.
a year? And if we had somebody else, it would be a lot more. She happens to sit on that board.
Yeah.
And then, that, we just kind of benefit off of it, and only have to pay for the paperwork that she already knows how to do.
right.
So, it's a very good.
Did you make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we, go with the contract.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carried on.
Because she said she'd sign when she got
Yeah.
back, and we agreed to it, so.
All right. That closes all our business for. New business, we have, we were given a contract from the Brooklyn Volunteer Fire Department for next year. We talked about it about 2 months ago, it was quite a jump, about 30% from last year. We have 2 representatives, John and Roger from the fire department. They're here to give a little blurb or answer any questions you might have.
We haven't really had time to look at it, so
Right.
we just got it. so-
Right, the preliminary
But if
questions.
anybody has any questions,
We're definitely not gonna
yeah.
vote on it this evening. I was told prior to the meeting, well, actually, at the original meeting I went to, they were asking for the same amount from the township, and the township did agree to pay the $115,000. They're asking from us, but it's neither here or there. Anything for the board? I know last time I talked to you, John, you were talking about the recruitment and getting people.
We're here to answer any questions anybody might have. We know it's a sizable increase from where we were at. We're trying to keep the staffing during the day. $35,000 of your amount that we're asking for goes towards that. Our basic expenses and stuff keep creeping up every year, 5 to 10%.
You're good.
Yeah.
We get
The same with everything.
3.5% increase, and you guys want to how much?
Yeah. Well, that's just it. Government says, oh, you can have this much, but the real cost of everything is over here. I told Kevin this when I sat down and talked to Kevin. We're realizing now we're staffing from 8 to 4 during the day. That's when our shortest availability of people is. The incident with the police officer is a good example of everybody's worst day. And we're trying to have people available for that event when it happens for them. And everybody's kind of first with what happened there because of him being a law enforcement officer, everybody knowing it. That happens with people that live in the jurisdictions that we cover every day, every week, you know, maybe not every day, but during the week, you know, multiple times. We'll acknowledge the fact that we need 24-hour-a-day coverage to provide a good service for the people. But we know financially you guys can't provide that kind of money, and the township can't. But that's a tomorrow thing. We're just trying to stay with today. And that's the kind of money we need to keep this program going during the day, where we're at, and fund ourselves and keep us going. If there's anything you wanna know about the amount of money that we spend for different things and stuff, it's pretty basic bones, on what we pay for and where it goes. It's not a lot of, there's no shine anywhere, I'll put it that way.
You said the township eliminated your per call run, so you no longer get paid per run.
The what we did with the township, the 2024 budget with the township with the run pay stipend was comparable to what your contract amount was. And what they've done It's gone from 2024, they gave us more money mid-year this year, and with next year, they're going to the 115 plus that we've asked for, which is about a $35,000 increase in 2 years. They were contract plus a run cycle fee. We opted out of that with them to come up with basically 35,000, more or less, which is half of the payroll.
But once the ambulance services bill over here, you guys don't have to go in Hollywood when it's running, do you?
We go on all medical calls, all departments in the county go on all medical calls, because the ambulance service can't do it all. You get two people show up with an ambulance, bring somebody out Marty's side, and one of them weighs 90 pounds, the other one weighs 115 pounds, and there's problems. If that ambulance is at that station over here, and it's called from town, and there's people here available during the day, we're gonna beat them there. Time is the essence when you're having a heart attack. Time is heart muscle. There's 3 incidents last year that 2 of them were during the day. The fire department's arrival was key to those people surviving. And one of them was in the evening. And, getting there before the ambulance got there. And seconds count.
Yeah, but hopefully the ambulance will get there closer since it's closer to us.
Well, the ambulance will be closer than what it is now when it's there. It won't be at that station all the time. Because that's gonna be the backup ambulance for Martinsville. And if they treat that ambulance the same way they do the Perrigan ambulance or the Morgantown ambulance or the Green Township ambulance, Green Township ambulance is the first ambulance that shuts down when they can't staff. We shut down part of the time, not even staffed. There's days that happens, it's the Morgantown bus that's short because the staffing shortage was there, or with Morgantown. But that ambulance will not be available 24/7.
We probably need to meet with somebody when it gets closer to the building time.
I think their estimate is, sometime around January 25th, it's supposed to be open and staffed. We'll see how the county does with their budget. Because they're facing what everybody else is.
Right.
And the question's been asked, and there's not been a good answer given is, are you gonna have to close one of the other places that you have an ambulance in a fire department to staff that station? And if they do that, if they close, let's say they don't staff Green Township Station with an ambulance, and they pull that ambulance from there, we're still operating off the same number of ambulances in the county, which is sometimes deficient. But it will be nice to have it there, but we can't say that it's gonna really shorten your run time thing, but it's not gonna provide you 100% of your medical coverage. It's not gonna offset what we provide. And we'll acknowledge that 80% of the runs are medical in background in nature, but with that 80%, part of those are PIs and accidents that get classified as a medical call that fire department's got to be there for. The rest of the medical calls for sick people, heart attacks and stuff like that, we're just providing the sustaining service until transport. That's what an ambulance gives you is, a medic and transport. That's what we don't provide is the transport. And the medics. But that's what the township has done, is they've come up and they've answered the funding for half the staffing. And that's where the bulk of the increase with you guys is for half the staffing. And we don't want anybody's bad day to be an incident where at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there's nobody around to respond. And that ambulance is supposed to be out there in Martinsville transporting somebody.
Yeah.
And you're 10 or 15 minutes away from getting somebody.
Okay, maybe I'll talk to Christie and maybe we can find
I'm sure they'll give you all positive too, but
Quite a bit of your operating costs is not really for the EMS portion was for the firefighting, which a lot of testing of the hoses and stuff.
Yeah, annual maintenance is $10,000 a year for just the apparatus check. It's $4,000 a year for hose testing. I can't give you a solid number on what the air packs cost and the maintenance for them each year is. But we made up the budget. I think I gave you a copy of it, and it breaks it down. It costs $160,000 for the department to pay the basic fundamental expenses of just operating. Pay for insurance, liability insurance, and insurance on the apparatus, vehicles, all the testing and things that's required yearly, utilities and so forth. And like I said, there's no shine in it.
You said eventually the fire territories might be the way that they're.
That is, your gentleman right there can explain more of that. When you get to the wall that you can't finance further, that is something that would be something that you look at.
So then that's gonna increase your taxes.
That's what everything comes down to is. There's a fee for the service for having it. Fire department's like an insurance policy. You hope you never have to use it. It's something that you pay, but you hope you never have to use it. And there's a lot of people, well, we don't need it until they need it. And then they're the ones that are screaming the loudest because it wasn't available. And that's the nature of it. And the state isn't been real nice in its way is that it doesn't understand the fire service. It doesn't understand the needs of the fire service and how to fund it. And I think everybody's kind of caught in that situation. You mean us, you, the county, townships, everybody.
Well, yeah, they tried to give Mooresville an increase of 15% and how people do a bit and they didn't get it.
Yeah, and I think it was more 15% increase, so, and that's just it. You give us, we provide you what we can with what you give us. And that's always the question, what is good? What are the people willing to pay out of their pockets to have that available and pay for the service and what they're, what everybody wants. And Morgantown is the territory that formed just recently. This is their first year getting their money, and those people down there are seeing a 560% increase. Well, when they were paying $40, which was a heck of a bargain for what they were getting, now they're paying, costing them $250 a year. But they're going from nobody there 24 hours a day to 3 people there, ready to get in the truck and leave at any minute's notice. There's an increase in what they're getting. And with that increase, there's a price.
And there's also, and we haven't seen this bear itself out yet, but I believe it to be true. You have this ISO rating for your community, which drives what your insurance costs are. And the hope is, and one of the selling points of fire territory for the Morgantown fire territory is that will increase the number going up is better, right?
Yeah, the lower the number, the better.
The lower the number, better.
The lower the number, the better.
It will improve the rating so that we would hope that the residents in the fire territory will see a reduction in their insurance costs, their homeowners' insurance costs, which will help to offset some of the additional tax collected in order to finance the fire territory. And it's the same issue you have with your utilities too. I think what boards tend to do is they look at how much do we need to increase the utilities, what's the minimum amount in order to maintain them at the level they're operating at. But no one ever looks at, are they operating at the level they ought to be operating now?
That's what we messed up.
And it's the same analysis for fire protection. You could say, well, we're gonna throw you the least amount of money we can so you can maintain what you have. But we're not gonna look at whether you need to be able to operate better. And because there's so much pressure on increasing rates, because it's so unpopular with the community, because everything's so expensive, because all of the folks that are having to pay tax and utility rates are being really, really stretched, and you all feel that pressure, it's really hard to say, let's just put the money aside in that. And let's just look at how should our utilities be operated? Do we have the personnel? Are we doing a good job? Are we delivering good service? Are we maintaining our infrastructure and our equipment? Are we operating at a level that we think we ought to be? Then move up to that level, then go back to the money and see what's that gonna cost. But it doesn't work that way because there's so much pressure on increasing rates that you can't kind of afford the luxury. That's what Morgantown finally got done.
Did they finally got
It was really the driving force was the department. And boy, people are angry. I mean, you know, trustees gonna quit, people are gonna sue, all this craziness for a few weeks. And they had a meeting the other night, whether you heard this or not, about having a people showed up. Everybody's raising hell and everything about this, and they're gonna do all these things and all this chatter on social media. And they finally had a meeting to say, okay, we're gonna explain it to you. We wanna give you another chance for us to explain to you how this works. And about a half a dozen people showed up under the threat of, you know, thousands are gonna be there. But folks, just like sewer rates here, you gotta absorb the blow, you gotta accept the new reality that it's a hurtful amount of money that everybody has to pay.
Yeah.
But then it kind of washes over and it becomes something that we all grow accustomed to, and that's what happened here.
Yeah, well.
And it is gonna be better service.
It's
You
gonna
know,
be
there's
better.
no question.
Yeah.
The folks in that territory up there will be better served than they have been in the past.
Correct.
But to your point, unless I call 911 and need somebody to come, I don't wanna pay for it, right?
Right.
But truth be told, the way we ought to look at it is if my neighbor calls 911, I want somebody to get there and help them too. Right?
Yeah, and that's what we don't want. We don't want somebody's worst day being an unanswered call.
Yeah.
That's how come we've done the daytime program and stuff, because there would be calls and we don't
Right.
answer their day.
It is getting increasingly more challenging, all of this stuff is, because
So is our police
I know,
that haven't gotten a raise.
the runaway costs, well, and your police, you know, they don't make any money. We're not collecting rates from the constituents for service provided by the police department. We are able to charge rates for utilities. So it's really tricky for these services the town provides that are just a dead cost.
Yeah, and the fire service across Indiana was built on the volunteers.
Yeah,
And the volunteers were heavily based off farmers.
it's antiquated.
And it's antiquated.
Yep.
It's becoming an old man. The volunteer fire service is an old man that is slow to get around, and there's only a few left.
You run to the neighbor when the barn's on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it was.
And that's what it was.
It
And
doesn't suit us very well nowadays.
yeah, we put on 6 people in the last year as new volunteers. And I think when we're done with this year, we'll have 3 of those people left. And one of those people is going to work out to be an asset of those 6 that we put on. But that doesn't mention the one person who's been on the department for several years that we lost. So we put people on, but we're losing our old dedicated people faster than what we're actually replacing them with somebody that ends up being a good dedicated person.
That's everywhere.
I'm a negative grocery.
You know, that's the other side to it. That's how come we've had to go to having the paid standby during the day.
Yeah.
It's because otherwise we would miss numerous calls every day. I mean, throughout the days, not every day, but throughout the days. Because there's just nobody around during the day hardly. But thank you for your time. If you've got questions, please ask. We'll get you answered.
Well, thank you guys for coming.
All right. We have a bond ordinance
We got the wellhead protection, right?
I did see something on the internet.
Yeah.
This was brought up, I think, is it also the ESA engineering?
No, this is hydro phases.
I did this. So it looks like to me, plan's already been done for this year. Is there a voter that we have to take on this plate or?
We know where to sign it, so.
I don't know, I haven't seen it.
But was only drafted the 8th of August, so I don't know.
It looks to me like it's just a report for your information. It doesn't ask you to do anything. I don't see that there's any action required, so. It's like just the updated, protection plan.
All right, has everybody had a chance to look at the claims from last
I
month?
say let's pay the bill.
You got a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. All right. So Roger's already spoke about the fire department. John has already spoke. And we'll do the backup Roger.
Somebody else is doing a pretty good job, so.
Only person we have is Les.
I just like to know whether they're gonna flush out the lines. Out these water lines.
The water lines,
Yeah,
we're working on a program to start that, we just haven't,
because I can tell you exactly last time the one by my house was flushed out, that was 17 years ago.
okay. That's what, me and my guys, we've been talking about it, we just gotta, there's only 3 of us that, I'm trying to get another guy in, hopefully.
You were working before you even were hired on here.
Correct.
He's been running since he's been here. Like I said, I started on Friday evening about a water leak, and then they came back out on Saturday evening also, I believe.
Yeah,
After the Justin Drive.
yeah, it's gonna be a process. There's a lot of hydrants that, you know, I'm afraid of, even with the fire department, you know, we start doing some of these, and if one breaks, then that's one out of service. We don't have a parts for them. I don't even have the tools to replace them right now. So I really don't wanna get into that until we get everything in place, so we can start a program to do certain sections per year.
Well, we did have.
There's no way we can do it all in 1 year.
We did have the tools, because we did one in Henderson Ridge, and Maintenance did it, so they did have the tools for it now.
Where they went, I had no idea.
Are you saying to flush it or replace it?
I'm talking about replacing and fixing them.
They
No,
did-
I mean, I'm talking
Yeah.
about what tools
Yeah.
are you referring to?
They fixed it, they replaced it, and still have issues, but, yeah.
I know the price of hydrants have gone up considerably in the last few years.
Everything has gone up.
And they've been hard to get at times.
Correct.
That's down to once they were.
Well, I got a price from one of the suppliers for a wrench just to change the stem out. It's $2,000 for that wrench. Yeah.
Did you
gotta
Cause
have,
I know the one,
gotta have it to do
I
it.
gotta have it, like the fire hydrant right there by the water tower.
Yep.
That stem is broke.
It's been broke for.
We never made any good record of tools, but I thought at one time they did it. Somewhere there should be, and if that's on there, then we need to address that differently.
We looked, when, I think it was utility supply, we looked through the shop for this wrench. There is not one. Like I said, it's on order. It's $2,000. I was like, cool. But, you know, in order to get that hydrant fixed right there so they can fill up from that one, you know, now we're gonna have to go somewhere else.
That's where I talked about hydrants. You and I talked earlier, Mike. You said you've had some people report to you that people are tapping into the hydrants without a meter. If anybody sees it out there in the public, please call.
Just let the town hall know about it, that way we can look into it and follow up on that.
I called Mitch directly.
You need to reach out to me about that.
Correct.
They're stealing water plus they potentially
I had that.
tearing up our hydrants because they're not.
Yeah, and, you know, when somebody comes in town and grabs water, then that's gonna disturb the line, and that's gonna make everybody's water brown, rusty, whatever. So, it's just,
Maybe you could borrow the wrench.
well, there's a different wrench. I have the wrench and turn them on.
That's why they pay them the big bucks.
It was funny though.
All right, well, if there's no other comments,
Kevin, I signed in.
are you signed it?
Yes, I signed in.
I saw her on there.
Just
Oh, you
like
didn't?
talk to
Oh, wow, she didn't mark the block to speak.
Oh, I'm sorry, you changed the form on me, I just hurried up and signed. Sorry, my neglect.
No, this column on the far right, if you want to speak.
Just take it for us.
Sorry, you changed it on me, I'm sorry. I do apologize.
Go ahead.
I just have a couple of quick questions, maybe just one. On the utility meters, the electric meters, you were going over costs and stuff. What would be the proposed cost to the utility end users, you know, the homeowners and stuff?
Nothing.
They're trying to say that, I don't see how it's gonna happen.
I gotta say, I don't see how that would happen.
Yeah, that's, the hope is that it will be nothing, but we're not to that point yet.
Okay, you've not gotten to that point yet on figuring that.
We're still working on pricing, so.
Oh, okay, okay.
And hopefully on the end result, it may save you money on your bills. Because these old meters are not accurate. They're
Oh, I know.
mechanical.
I know.
So, and over time, just like all of us, we get wore out.
Right.
So, with the new meters, everything will be a lot more accurate. We'll be able to tell you what you use from day to day. You just gotta come in and once we get it in place and get it all done, we can print out a sheet and show you what your usage was and everything.
Okay.
Plus, isn't there also some sort of a device or something that if you have a water leak, it can actually be notified the office and meter. I had one last month. I went through 23,000 gallons of water, so my bill was pretty high. I got knocked down for the sewer usage, but I still paid the full amount for the water. So, yeah, my girlfriend had gone out spraying weeds and asked me if the air conditioner was put on more water than it usually did. I would never go because I didn't go inside the house. But they can.
Yeah, I have problems
I
with
think
neighbors.
residents can tap into for residents use also water, not just for.
Just for us.
Yeah.
I know I think there are some systems out there like that, but that's a lot more money than what we want to spend. So,
All right, no other comments?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Got a motion?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.